Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. It's official, Tottenham have appointed Antonio Conte as their new manager. Conte has signed a contract until 2023 at Tottenham. There's an option to extend. Yesterday, Conte did arrive in London and he held talks with Tottenham. Yesterday, Tottenham sacked Nuno Santo after just 4 months in charge. I'm disappointed that Conte has gone to Tottenham because I wanted him to come to Manchester United, but it's good to see Conte back in the Premier League, and I think Conte will transform Tottenham. I think he can get Tottenham a top 4 finish, and Tottenham could possibly be title contenders under Antonio Conte. Conte is a far superior manager to Nuno Santo. Don't forget, Conte was linked with a managerial role at Manchester United. Now, the other week, Sky in Italy said that Man United made initial contact with Antonio Conte. I think this was after the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool, and there was reports circulating out saying that Antonio Conte wanted the Manchester United job, but the Man United board were not keen, and Conte came out and said himself that he had reservations about the club's structure. But there was many Manchester United fans that thought Conte would have been the man for Man United. Prior to the Tottenham game though, it said Manchester United were losing their interest in Conte. Because actually the Daily Star said that if Conte would have come to Man United, he would have demanded a contract until 2025 worth an estimated 18 million a year. Conte did leave Inter Milan at the end of last season, but he has got a very good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of silverware he won in his home nation. And he won the Premier League in his first season at Chelsea. Like I said on my recent video, Manchester United rejected Antonio Conte to stand by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So anyway, that's the news regarding Antonio Conte. How long will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer remain safe? Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be staying at Manchester United for the rest of the season, regardless of what happens, because obviously Conte has gone to Tottenham. Now, I presume some pressure has eased off Solskjaer, reflecting on that 3-0 win against Tottenham. It was a good performance against Tottenham. The goals against Tottenham came from Cristiano Ronaldo, Edinson Cavani and Marcus Rashford. It was a crucial victory for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer against Tottenham. That saved his job, because if Manchester United would have lost to Tottenham, then there'd have been a very good chance that Solskjaer would have got sacked. Manchester United responded well from the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool at Old Trafford the other week. Because obviously after that game against Liverpool, there was reports circulating out saying that, you know, there was Man United players losing faith in the manager, and obviously the manager was losing fans. And obviously after the game against Liverpool, Solskjaer refused to resign. and he also said it was his darkest day as a manager. But after the 3-0 win against Tottenham on Sunday, Solskjaer came out and said that the experience was key in Manchester United's win over Tottenham, and Solskjaer hinted that the Edison Cavani and Cristiano Ronaldo partnership will be staying. Solskjaer deserved credit in that game against Tottenham for the tactical changes he made. Solskjaer did go with the 3-5-2 formation. And I'd love Solskjaer to go with that formation from now on a regular basis, but Solskjaer's going to find it very difficult to stick with that formation. Revert back to what I've said before. But despite the 3-0 win against Tottenham, my perceptions haven't changed on Solskjaer. I am still Ollie out, and I presume there's a lot of other Manchester United fans that are Ollie out. If Manchester United from now were to go on a 10-11 game winning run, then my perceptions would start to change on the manager. Reports have been coming out regarding Ed Woodward, saying that Ed Woodward will refuse to sack Solskjaer. Many at Manchester United expected Solskjaer to be sacked, especially after the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool the other week. You know, if Manchester United do decide to eventually sack Solskjaer, Manchester United will have to pay Solskjaer £7.5 million. Because in the summer, Solskjaer signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. Manchester United certainly made a mistake giving Solskjaer that contract, because I can assure Solskjaer will not see out that contract. Well, prior to the Tottenham game, it said that Solskjaer had been given 3 games to save his job. You know, this season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. And I did say at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for Solskjaer because he's got big expectations to exceed. But I just feel as though that the expectations are far too high for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to exceed as Manchester United manager, and I think Solskjaer has lowered the standards at the club as manager, and I think he's in a position that he shouldn't be in. And he's just not the long-term manager for Man United, and I hate to say this regarding Solskjaer, but I'm just being realistic. I say Solskjaer has to win a trophy this season as Manchester United manager if he wants to be Man United manager next season. You know, Ollie's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. And I've said before that I don't think Solskjaer's capable of winning trophies as Manchester United manager. Well, Solskjaer did say at the start of this season that his ambition was to win the Premier League. You know, Manchester United have not won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United for almost 3 years. And reflecting now on his been at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. But there's still plenty of things Solskjaer's got to learn because he's still a young coach. You know, Solskjaer has no proven pedigree as a manager. That's definitely a concern. And there's also a lot of United fans that have got strong reservations about Solskjaer's decision making, analysing the vast majority of the games Solskjaer's managed at Man United is being tactically naive. But there again, there has been some games where he's showed tactical flexibility, but Solskjaer's got to show tactical flexibility persistently. In the game against Tottenham recently, like I said, Solskjaer got his team selection right and the substitutions were right. But I adore Solskjaer just like a lot of Manchester United fans do, or all Manchester United fans should I say. The reason we all adore him is for what he's done for the club. Solskjaer is a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance, and all his most iconic moment as a player was when he scored the winning goal in the Champions League final back in 1999. He won the club the treble, and that is the club's greatest achievement. Manchester United have got a very good squad. It's a title-winning squad, so in reality, Manchester United should be winning the Premier League this season. Manchester United also enjoyed a very good summer transfer window this year. Made 4 signings. We brought Heaton in, Sancho, Varane, and re-signed Ronaldo after 12 years. Man United spent around 141 million in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer's endured like 5 transfer windows now as permanent Man United manager. And Solskjaer has received very good backing from the board. Obviously, John Murtough backed him. John Murtough is our director of football. And we certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention a while ago it's one of the structural changes we needed at the club. During the last international break, Murtough came out and said that we need to keep control and will not deviate from the plan. Darren Fletcher also backed Solskjaer in the summer transfer window, and we made the right decision recommending Darren Fletcher back in. Because Darren Fletcher knows the club through thick and thin. He endured 2 decades as a player for Man United. Ed Woodward has also backed Solskjaer as well. Woodward did say a while ago he was going to back Solskjaer, and he assured that Solskjaer's job was safe even when we was enduring them really bad periods under him. Obviously it got announced back in April that Woodward was leaving Man United when that European Super League came into the equation. Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. Apparently in January, Richard Arnold is going to replace him as the vice executive chairman. And the Glazers also backed Solskjaer in the summer transfer window, but only because they'd been persuaded to. So reflecting on what I've just said earlier on in the video, there's no more excuses for Solskjaer. But the poor performances that we've had this season and the poor results, not all of the blame stems from Solskjaer. Reflecting on that, yes, Solskjaer's accountable for certain things like I've mentioned before, but there's also players that have to take responsibility for those poor performances and poor results. You know what I mean? Solskjaer got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. The reason Solskjaer got the job permanently back in March 2019 was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Solskjaer has signed 14 players as Manchester United manager, and we've spent over 400 million under the Solskjaer era. He's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in as well. He's loaned players out, and he's also got rid of a lot of players permanently. Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. Man United have sacked 3 managers since Ferguson sacked Moyes after 10 months. Moyes is probably the worst manager we've ever had. We finished 7th under the Moyes era. Manchester United sacked Louis van Gaal after like 2 years or so. We won the FA Cup under him. And Man United sacked Jose Mourinho after like 2.5-3 years, despite Mourinho winning 3 trophies in his first season. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. I think he got us a 2nd place finish in his 2nd season. Now, Manchester United are going to offload players next year. Looks like Paul Pogba is going next summer. Because like I updated you not so long ago, Mark Ogden came out and said that Man United are prepared to let Paul Pogba leave on a free transfer next summer after accepting that the midfielder will not sign a contract. I have been hearing that Pogba wants to rejoin Juventus. Well, Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. Fabrizio Romano said after the Liverpool game that Paul Pogba wants Solskjaer sacked. Don't forget he said that Pogba snubbed Solskjaer after Liverpool defeat, so reflecting on that, contract talks had been put on hold. Pogba didn't start against Liverpool, and I heavily criticised Solskjaer for that because I thought Solskjaer should have started him. But yeah, he came on as a substitute, and Pogba got sent off for that 2-footed challenge on Naby Keita, so obviously now he's suspended. He's got 2 games to serve in the league. Obviously didn't play any part against Tottenham recently because of the suspension, but Pogba is in contention to play tonight against Atalanta. But I want Paul Pogba to stay because he's a good player. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. So far this season, Pogba's provided 7 assists. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries at Manchester United. You had Andy Mitten from The Athletic saying earlier on this season, like updated you, that Manchester United offered Paul Pogba £400,000 a week to stay at Manchester United, and that would see Pogba become the 2nd highest earner at the club. At the moment, Pogba receives around £290,000 a week. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer, and it said earlier on this season that Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and he's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. I think Matic is going next year. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get his opportunities. Surprisingly, Matic is ahead of Donny van der Beek. Matic came on against Tottenham recently and got the assist for Marcus Rashford's 3rd goal. He did make an impact, to be fair, and Matic has had good games at Man United, but despite that, I've got my reservations about him because he's always been a static midfielder, plus he's ageing up. I think Matic is the only predominant holding midfielder that Man United have got. Matic has been at Manchester United for like 4.5 years. We got him for 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Before the start of last season, Matic signed a new 3-year contract. I think Donny van der Beek is going in January because Donny van der Beek is not getting enough game time at Manchester United. You know, Van der Beek played no part against Tottenham recently. He's a good player, Donny Van der Beek, but I haven't had much of a perception on him at Manchester United. And like I've said before, Solskjaer should be starting Van der Beek, especially in the Premier League. Well, prior to the Liverpool game, Solskjaer did make an admission regarding Van der Beek, saying that Van der Beek is frustrated and disappointed over his situation at Old Trafford. Earlier on this season, it did mention that Van der Beek was furious with Solskjaer. Van der Beek's agent is said to be working hard on finding a new club for his client. Many clubs have been in for Van der Beek, so he's been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation. Romano revealed earlier on this season that Van der Beek's planning to leave the club in January. Van der Beek has endured a difficult 18 months at Man United. This season is Van der Beek's second full season at Man United. Got him in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. And he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Lingard, I think he's going next year as well, because Jesse Lingard doesn't really get in the team. He didn't start against Tottenham, but he did come on as a substitute. Lingard's planning to run down his contract anyway, because earlier on this season it said that Lingard rejected a Man United contract offer because of 2 players. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires at the end of the season, and ESPN said earlier on this season that Lingard is a target for Barcelona and AC Milan. But Lingard has been part of the club for a long time. I reckon that Solskjaer wants him to stay. The second half of last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham, so he made an impact. Now I think Cavani is going next year. I can't say I want Cavani to leave though, because Cavani has made an impact since he's come in. Cavani recently played against Tottenham and he did really well. Cavani scored a very good goal. It was a lovely dink over Hugo Lloris. Cavani should have scored in the first half because he had a very good headed chance that just went wide. Cavani was playing alongside Ronaldo against Tottenham, and that was very intriguing. They play well together, Cavani and Ronaldo. Earlier on this season, Cavani was out with injury. Cavani's got under a year left on his Man United contract. It was back in May Cavani signed a 1-year contract extension worth £200,000 a week, was it? You know, I think this season's Cavani's second full season at Man United. We got Cavani on a free transfer. Cavani's got a good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at PSG. Not only that, he was a long-serving player when he was at PSG. I think Martial's definitely going next year. Martial doesn't really get in the team. Plus, Martial's not good enough to represent the club. Martial, by the way, has just come back from injury. He's part of the squad for tonight's game against Atalanta. So he may play a part. He won't start, but if he does play, he'll come on as a substitute. Before the start of this season, it said Solskjaer refuses to sell Martial as he remains part of his plans. For some reason, Solskjaer seems to have a lot of trustworthy in Martial. That explains why Solskjaer give him the number 9 shirt. I recall Martial having one good season at Man United, and that was his debut season under Van Gaal. Last season, he was out with a knee injury for a while. Martial's been at Manchester United for like 6.5 years. He's got 3 years left on his contract. We got Martial for like 54 million from Monaco back in 2015. Now again, it might have been more than £54 million. I think Juan Mata's definitely going next year as well. I think Tellez is going, Jones is going, Bailly's going, Delot's going. and I think Dean Henderson will go out on loan because Dean Henderson doesn't get his opportunities because De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. Henderson's only been in goal for 1 game so far this season, that was West Ham in the Carabao Cup, but there again, Henderson was out with COVID for a while. On my next video, I will be giving you my predictions for the Atalanta-Man United game, score prediction, who I think is going to score in the game. So, anyway guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, see you all again very, very soon.